Hey guys, it's Larry, and today we are putting together a Halloween card. I am using this Ghoulish Goodies, which I think is adorable. And this is my sample prototype, I guess. I'm going to make 6 cards all exactly the same, but I just usually make them in bulk. So I haven't even finished putting this together, but these are the layers and the pieces and approximately what the finished card is going to look like. So if you'd like to try it out, then stamp along with me. So grab a drink, get some stamps, get some cardstock, and let's have some fun. So it's Saturday morning while I'm recording this, and I have a little treat. So in my cup today I have hazelnut coffee with a little Bailey's, spicing it up a little bit, and I'm getting ready to do some play. So what I'm going to start with, I think, is this foil piece, because I'm going to pull out the Big Shot, and I want to get that over with because it takes up my whole space. And what I am using is this embossing folder. See how you get that awesome effect? This is called the Old World Paper 3D embossing folder. And so I'm just going to take the Big Shot and run these pieces through here to get this effect. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I will come back as soon as I'm done. Okay guys, so I have pre-cut everything here. I just embossed my silver pieces. Now I did do, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, I think that's, oh maybe not, 3 of the, what is this called again? These are 3 silver foil, which are still available. These are 3 of the, I think it's called galvanized, and this is no longer available, but I had plenty, so I wanted to use it up so you can see the difference. And I actually think I like the silver better, which again, this is in the annual catalog, this is still available. So I think I kind of prefer that, but I just used both. I have my inside card pieces pre-cut. I have my mats for the front pre-cut, and I have my card bases pre-cut. And now I'm going to start with the stamping, and if you can see how slick, shiny that is, that's because I have embossed them. So I use the black Memento ink for the kitty, and I used the gorgeous grape for the sentiment, and then I add clear embossing powder, embossed it, and I think that just gives it a huge pop. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. If you want to watch that, I'm going to pull out my Stamparatus and get started on that. So I've pre-cut some pieces of Whisper White cardstock that are 2.5 inches wide. And I didn't care too much about the length, but how long are they? Well, we need it to be at least long enough, obviously, for both parts. And that is 1, 2, 3, almost 4 inches long. And these are just, and this one's even wider, but you know, just enough pieces to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. I did make my little mark in my Stamparatus. I don't know if you can see that, it's yellow. So I line everything up perfectly from one stamp to the next. This is just good for doing multiples or trying to line things up straight, which if you've seen any of my other videos, I'm not very good at. And it's just super convenient, especially when I'm doing the double image. So I'm going to stamp it with ink first and then with the Versamark to add the clear embossing powder. So first I put my paper down. I guess these are no longer available. This was our embossing buddy. I don't know what is available now. I guess we'll have to look. I don't know if they've replaced it. If Stampin' Up has replaced their embossing buddy, leave a comment below, and if I find it, I'll look in the annual catalog. I'll put an item number, but I still use this because I just haven't replaced it yet. So here's my embossing buddy. This makes sure that there's no static. It helps to keep the embossing powder from sticking to areas you don't want it to be, which honestly with the clear you're not going to see so much, but it's still a good habit for any time you're embossing. So let's go to our first image. What I have done is pre-arranged my sentiment here, and then on a second plate my cat, because they are two different colors. So I'm going to start with the Trick or Treat sentiment first, which is in the gorgeous grape. And I'll take a piece of scrap paper just to make sure there's absolutely no color left and that it's dry, so that's good. Now I'm going to take my Versamark and I've seen people just put embossing powder on top of that image with that ink, but honestly, excuse me, I feel like it dries too fast for me. I guess, I don't know. I'm a slow stamper, and I just feel like it dries too fast for me to be able to feel comfortable about putting that embossing powder straight on there. I should just try it and see, but I'm a chicken. Look, I have embossing powder all over my fingers now. How did I do that? And I will bring in my bucket of clear embossing powder. Can you see that? A little bit. And I do like to check it, look and see if it's wet. Looks like it's still wet. There it is. Doesn't it look beautiful? Okay, so this one is ready for heat. I'll just put a clip on it like that and set it aside, and then I'll do the rest of them with the sentiment only. And let's try and assembly line these. Okay, so I'm all finished with the sentiments. I'm going to pull out my heat tool and emboss that, and then... Okay, so my camera shut off. I don't know when, but I just finished our sentiments, and I am moving on to heating those up. I'm pulling out the heat gun. I'm moving my embossing powder away from where I'm going to be working with the heat gun so I don't blow it everywhere. And I'm going to pull that out, and we'll see some embossing magic in just a second. Okay, so we heat embossed all of our sentiments, and now it is time for our kitty. And so I'm just going to do that whole process again, only this time I'm using the, oops, now I just got embossing powder on my kitty. I am using the Tuxedo Black Memento ink. So we are ready to go. And here she comes. So cute. Ta-da! Now this is what's great about the Stamparatus is I don't feel like I got a dark enough impression there, so I can do it again. And quite honestly, I feel like that happens a lot with me. So, operator error, but this is where the Stamparatus saves me. See, I think that's much, much better. And now I'm just going to do it again in the Versamark and put on some clear embossing powder and do it all again. So I'll probably speed this part up. Alright guys, so all of my embossing is done. Now I'm going to cut these out, and what I am using is this largest frame from, this is the Hippo and Friends dies. And super cute. It has adorable hippo faces and bodies that you can make and mix and match expressions and stuff. Really cute. With a stamp set bundle, of course, when you buy the stamps and dies, you save 10%. So super cute idea, but it also has all these really cool frames. So again, I'm using the largest of this style. And again, I'm going to do this off camera, but I am just going to cut each of these out like my sample, and I will be right back. So I actually started die cutting these and realized, you know what, I kind of can show you because it is right in the middle of my table, so let me show you what I'm doing. If you're new to die cutting, just a couple of hints. Place anything that's sort of square at an angle, that way it puts less pressure all at once on your actual machine, so it's a little bit easier going through the machine. So I just turn mine to an angle, and then I try and line this up. Luckily it doesn't have to be super straight because, I mean, the font's, you know, kind of crooked, and so it doesn't have to be anything perfect, but I'm just lining it up like that. Putting my top plate on and rolling them through. So I figured I could show you one. And see, this is part of the reason, look how bad the camera's shaking. Sorry. So that's part of the reason I do this stuff off camera. But I just thought I would show you the process real quick. How cute is this frame? And it doesn't have a stitched frame, but it does have a little teeny tiny border indented along. So it has a little bit of texture, but just adorable. So I'm almost done, and then we will get to the next part. Okay, so now we've cut out all of our little kitty sentiments, and what I'm going to do next is kind of sponge around the edges like that. And I did a really rough job on my sample, but what I'm going to use is our sponges. This is how they come. I cut them into either quarters or eighths or whatever, you know, makes sense, and I put a little binder clip on them. Helps me a little bit from getting ink all over my fingernails, but not completely because I am very messy. But let me show you how I do this. I've got my gorgeous grape. Oops. And I'm just going to sponge a little bit of color on them. Tap it in there. You don't need much. And then just start right around the edges. I think because it's Halloween, I'm doing a little messier. Is that? Yeah. Kind of, I feel like almost the messier the better. I don't know why I'm kind of thinking that, but I don't know. Kind of my philosophy on this card. Is messy equal spooky? I don't know. Maybe it's just my excuse for being sloppy. It sounds good, doesn't it? Just like that. Super easy. See, this one's a little sloppier. I think the more color, sort of, the better. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. How about that? kind of a distressed look. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to stay away from sort of hard edges. They're kind of like that at the top. See that? So far, I like this one the best. Only one left. Yeah, I like that. Okay, next step coming up. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces cut out, and the next step is I'm not going to actually color these, and well, I'm going to color one and see how it turns out. So I brought out some Stampin' Up markers, and I'm going to try this out. Let's see how it goes, and we can decide if we like it with color or without. And I'm just going to use this as my scrap paper, because Lord knows what I could do with markers. And I have, oops, I still have some Embossing Buddy powder everywhere. So let's see. I was thinking that we would color her little collar with Highland Heather. Now this is lighter than the Gorgeous Grape, but I thought that would look really cool. And the fun thing is, because it's embossed, it will hopefully keep my lines within there, and it won't, if I don't make any extreme errors, I'm going to zoom you in too. It should go right in there and stay in there. Because it's kind of a raised edge, it'll keep you from going out of the lines. And I'm not going to do any special shading or anything, but I thought I would do that. This is the Mango Melody, and I'm going to do that right here. I think that's cute. I originally thought about doing some gold or yellow eyes, and I thought, no, she's too cute to be spooky. And then give her a little pink nose with Magenta Madness. And leave her eyes bright white. What do you think? Which do you like better? I think she needs to be colored. So I'm going to go ahead and color all of them real quick. Again, I'm using Mango Melody, Highland Heather, and Magenta Madness. That is it. Aren't they adorable? She's so cute. We should probably name her. Okay, let's move on to the next step. I'm going to start assembling our cards. Okay guys, so I'm ready to assemble my cards. These are my card bases. They are cut at 4 1/4 by, what is it? Why am I having a complete brain meltdown right now? 11 by 8 1/2. Yes, 8 1/2 by 11, cut in half. Okay, let's just keep trying for the 500th time. I take my 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock, cut it in half to make it 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and then score it at 4 1/4 to make a folded card. Goodness gracious. Okay, so there's my card base. I've scored all of these. I'm just gonna fold them in half. And I just put on some lotion. I can see I've smeared it on my table. So if you're getting weird reflections, I guess that's what it is. And I don't know if I mentioned earlier, I'm doing 6 cards total. I have mentioned previously, if I'm going to make a card, I might as well make a few, so I tend to do them in batches of 6, 4 or 6, so I can send one, give one away, whatever suits my fancy. I do plan on mailing out some of these for Halloween this year, and maybe that's a good idea. Maybe we should give one of these away. So leave a comment in the video below if you would like one of these cards, and I will choose one of the commenters and reach out to you to send you a card. So those are folded. These are cut a 1/4 inch smaller all the way around. So let's see if we can figure that out. So they are 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 long. I'm just going to glue these down. Actually, I'll probably use a tape runner to glue those down. These, with the exception of one, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess this is my sample, is cut a tiny bit smaller than the rest. But these are all 1/8 of an inch smaller than the purple. So it just gives that little teeny tiny border. And then we're going to put on our kitty. So let me get out my tape runner and let's get started. So Stampin' Up! Does have new tape, but I had so many of these, I haven't even bought the new one yet. Actually, this one looks empty. Let me grab another one. I still have tons of refills. Okay, here we go. There's one. Oops. I think my lotion is getting on my paper. Hopefully it doesn't hurt anything. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, I want to point this out really quick. When my cutting blade gets dull, I definitely get indentations on my cardstock as I'm cutting it. And if that's the case for you, I try and keep those down. So that's why you might see me kind of playing with the paper, is I'm checking for those edges, and I'm going to put the adhesive on this side so that the clean flat side is down. And again, that's because my paper cutter blade is dull. So I either need to replace it or sharpen it with some aluminum foil. If you've ever done that, put aluminum foil on your paper cutter, slide your cutting blade back and forth across the foil, helps resharpen it. So just a good tip. And again, that's why I'm putting adhesive on this particular side. I know, it's probably silly that I'm that particular, but I don't want it to look sloppy, right? I don't like seeing those edges. I am very particular, I guess. That's okay. See, like this side is where the cut side is. Put the adhesive on this side. I know it's homemade, but I still want it to look good. Okay, there are those. Next up is our foil. Definitely want to put a lot of adhesive on the foil. In fact, I usually use the liquid glue because it will get in all of these cracks and crevices. This is definitely new to me, of trying just the tape. Let's see how the first one goes. And I might go back to the Tombow liquid glue, which is my go-to. I think this is the smaller one. Nope, guess not. So just got a little teeny tiny border. Yeah, I'm okay with that. It feels secure. That's not going anywhere. Where's my skinny one? Here it is. Let's do that one next so I don't lose it. I know I probably use like 3 times more adhesive snail than anyone else. It's just not my thing. I'm so much into the Tombow that I just don't trust it. And I should. I worry about humidity in different places, and I don't want anything to come loose. But that's very secure. That is definitely not going anywhere. Okay, I'm going to finish up the rest. Okay, so we are now ready to put Miss Kitty on our cards. I brought out some Stampin' Dimensionals. I like to use my take a pick tool to put these on. And I had to bring a couple of sheets. I'm almost out. Well, this one's almost done, I mean. And let's see, maybe 2 in the middle. Oops, dropped that one. Let's do 1 in the middle so it doesn't collapse. How about that? That's a lot, but I think it needs it. Actually, I could skip that one. Okay, on the next one I will try and skip that. And I just use my take your pick tool to pull off the adhesive, which is really nice, except when it sticks to my fingernails. See how they just pull right off? It's so nice. Just pop them up. Make sure I got my card opening in the right direction. And let's place Miss Kitty. I've got to come up with a name for her. I guess just right in the middle. What do you think? So cute! Alright guys, so we have our card fronts all attached. Now it's time to do the inside of our cards because we don't want to leave any naked cards out there, right? So here is where I have my Whisper White. This is cut at 3.5 by, what is it? 3 3/4 by 5. Yes, 3 3/4 by 5, and what I'm going to do is put a sentiment here, and what I thought I would use is the most spectacular time of the year. I thought it was super cute, and then I pulled out the little witch's brew with a kitty. So I had just lined these up already. I guess I forgot to hit record, and I'm just going to put them right here. So, and I'm also going to use this gorgeous grape. And that's it. I'm just going to start doing the inside of my cards. And the last step will be our envelopes. Don't want naked envelopes either. So cute. Okay, so I pulled out my envelopes here and I chose the bird cage with the crow. I think I'm going to put him on the outside. And let's do him again in Gorgeous Grape. I hope it's not overkill with the grape, but I think it looks really good. Since this is brand new, I'm going to do a scrap first. Yeah, I didn't ink that up very well. And yeah, not perfect. Maybe I need my Stamparatus again. I told you I'm not very good at clean images. It's not bad, but I don't know, I like it to be real crisp. I think I'm going to do it on the Stamparatus. Let's try this again. So I'm just going to wipe off the excess ink so that I can then clean it. It's my simple chamois. This is just because I'm going to be touching it to take it off of this block, and I will definitely get ink all over my fingers if I don't clean it first. And you know what's going to happen when Larry gets ink all over her fingers. It'll be everywhere. Have it on the card, on the envelope. Can't trust me. I will definitely make a mess. So let's try this again. So I'll use the same mark just because it's easy. It's already there for alignment. Place it right here. Looks pretty straight. Get my other plate out. Pick it up. And let's do this the right way. Well, for me, this is the right way. See? Did it again. This is why Stamparatus is my best friend. Same spot. Now, is that part of the design? No, it's not, because it's all solid here. So this is all operator error. And just keep going until I get it right. Well, it's just not happening. What am I doing wrong? I'm not putting enough pressure in that one area. I just put my thumb right in that spot and see if I can get that pressure in there. Ah, much better. Oh, except I got the line down there. You know what, I bet it's because it's an envelope. That's right where the crease is on the envelope. I think we're going to leave it like this. Just stamp it once and pretend it's the distressed effect. How about that? That's how I'm going to fix it. It's done, not perfect, right? Handmade. There's going to be some of those little flaws. We'll just call it the distressed look. Yeah, I think that's where the seam is on my envelope. And this is just a bad design for that space. I should have relocated it or picked a different design. So, no fault of the stamps, no fault of the envelope. I guess just maybe a bad combo. There we go. Okay, now for the back flap, what I would like to do, and I'm putting my magnets on top of this lip so it'll stay down, and I think I'm going to do this in black, use my Tuxedo Black Memento. Try to pull out right here, I'm going to use this one. Let's take this one off. Where's my Shammy? And I wanted to use this night scene with the bat and the moon. So, look right about here. Alright, let's give this a try. Almost. Oh yeah, I think that looks really good. Little spooky. So I'm going to finish that with my envelopes, and then I did think about adding a couple of embellishments to the front of my card. So let's wrap all this up. Don't forget, if you're interested in getting one of these cards, I will give one away based on leaving a comment below that you are interested in entering the drawing. And so everyone who says they're interested, I will sort through, pick a random winner, and I will mail you one of these finished cards. So let's finish these up. I'll do it in fast motion, and I'll show you an embellishment, and we'll wrap up. I'm trying to finish up my cards, Teddy. Why are you on top of them? What made you decide to do that? Do you mind if I finish? It'd be really nice if I could get this done and not have cat hair on it. Uppy, uppy. Uppy, uppy. Come in. Good girl. Good girl. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to move your little cat hair. There's another one. That's enough for now, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to attach these with my Tombow. It's my go-to. It's what I'm used to. I was just trying to go maybe a little bit faster with the tape runner, but honestly, I'm just so used to using glue. I think this is just fine for me. So, there it is. Super cute, right? So I'm going to finish those up, and then we're going to do the very last step is an embellishment. So let me do these real quick, and we'll do the embellishment. I'm repeating myself. Okay, there are all of our cards. One final step away from being finished. And here's what I thought I would do. I have some rhinestones, and I thought these purple ones would be beautiful. These are actually from the Noble Peacock rhinestones, so these are no longer available, but unfortunately I'm going to use them because they're in my stash and I want to use them up. But I'm also going to show you what it looks like with the regular basic jewel rhinestones because these are still available. So I'll do one of each. You can see what they both look like, and then depending on how I like it, maybe I might use all purple or maybe I'll use all basic. I don't know. Let's see how it looks. Okay, I'm going to try the purple first. Let's do... It is a different color purple though, huh? Let's see what color. No. This is definitely different purple. So I think I'm going to skip it. Let's just do the basic rhinestones. I like those better. Got one little rover over here. Rover, rover, come on over. Where are we going to put him? Right there? One there. And one down here. How about that? I think that's it, guys. So here is our completed card. And the matching envelope with our distressed crow and our bats and moon. So I think this is a really cute set. I hope you guys like it. I hope you will try and replicate it. If you need any supplies, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so take a look at the links below, and please feel free to shop with me. I would absolutely appreciate that. But thank you just for being here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe so you can see other tutorials. And follow the link for my blog if you want to see a full list of all of the items that I used. Other tutorials, other fun stuff. Sign up for my newsletter. Get all of the great news and freebies that I have in there. And I just hope you have a great time. So thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next video. Remember, always be thankful. Be kind and keep living light. See you guys.